Good morning. I'm Dr. Cooper, not to be confused with this Dr. Cooper. Think of something you've worked diligently to accomplish or a role you have tried to fill. Maybe it's earning good grades, getting into the college of your choice, making your parents proud, building a relationship with someone. Perhaps you've been told your whole life that if you work hard enough and do what is expected of you, you can and will accomplish what you set your mind to. And largely that's true. But sometimes, no matter how hard you work, a decision made by someone else can alter the course of your life in a significant way. I can relate so much to Martha in today's passage. I can picture myself inviting Jesus into my home and working to make sure his stay is comfortable. I can picture doing what is expected of me as a dutiful host. And then Jesus says the unexpected. He turns the situation on its head and essentially tells Martha she's doing it all wrong. Wait a minute, haven't I been told my entire life that this is what I should be doing to prepare for a guest? Jesus changed the rules. I might even feel envious that Mary, who in my view has acted the part of the slacker in this situation, is being told she's approaching the visit from Jesus the correct way. So where do I, as Martha, go from here? Let me share with you two examples of situations in which the decision of another person has altered the course of someone's life. Like 3 generations of my family before me, I loved swimming pretty much from the time I was born and spent much of my childhood in the pool and at the beach in New Jersey. When I was 9, I joined my first swim team, and I never looked back. Swimming was my main extracurricular activity from then on. At my tiny all-girls Catholic high school, I was a 4-year varsity swimmer. Nowhere near a superstar, but I could hold my own. When choosing a college, one of my main goals was that I wanted to walk on and be a member of the swim team. The college I ended up attending had a Division I team, but to my knowledge, they did not cut walk-ons and had a training schedule that I could reasonably handle. So freshman year, I joined the team and I loved it. I was in the best shape of my life, and I saw muscles that I never previously knew I had. I improved my times in nearly all of my events. For you swimmers out there, I cut 20 seconds off my 500-yard freestyle time. I made a bunch of friends with whom I ate dinner nearly every night, and I had the opportunity to travel to other colleges to compete. At the end of my freshman season, the coach handed me my team t-shirt and said something to the effect of, "May this be the first of 4 wonderful years." The next fall, at the start of my sophomore year, my coach called me out of the middle of practice one day and said the unexpected. Along with 4 of my teammates, I was cut from the swim team without any chance to compete for my spot. I was devastated. I cried to my mom and to my boyfriend. A lot. I considered switching schools, but in other respects, I loved my college. I now spent a lot less time with that group of friends because their activities centered around the one thing I was no longer a part of. I had to learn, how would I choose to be fearless into the future when that plan A that I'd been working towards for years was no longer a viable option? How would I find a plan B that I could turn into my new dream? Throughout that fall, I saw that my roommate was having a ton of fun playing the saxophone for the college marching band. She got to travel to other schools with the football team, and she had great band friends. That winter, with a basic understanding of how to read music, I decided to give the band a try. I played the glockenspiel. For the winter basketball season. And then, at the end of sophomore year, I asked the band director if there was an instrument he wanted me to work on learning over the summer. And he handed me a trumpet. Talk about fear, but also excitement. Over the next 2 years, I learned the basics of playing the trumpet and marching in formation to a beat. I marched on a football field in snow, slush, and rain. I did not go to college in California. And I even got to play the Star-Spangled Banner solo during senior day of my senior year. With the camaraderie of an awesome group of band geek friends and the support of our band director, I discovered that the new college experience I had never envisioned could be amazing, despite being so different from my initial plan. How have I seen fearlessness from a student member of our Mitty community when someone's decision altered the course of their life? I met Julia Pratt in my AP chemistry class in August 2017, in her second day at Mitty as a junior year transfer student. Her parents had decided to switch jobs and to move the family cross-country all the way from New York, right in the middle of Julia's high school career. She already had a close group of friends, a school that she loved, and a plan for the rest of her high school classes in New York. Being told she was moving and switching schools upended her life plan, and Julia was not happy. However, she knew that this change was inevitable. And soon, she chose to be open to the new people and experiences that presented themselves to her. Throughout her junior year, she continued to stay in close contact with those she missed from New York, but she also sought out opportunities that Mitty provided her. She was welcomed to our community by new friends. Shout out to our hilariously entertaining 2017-18 AP chemistry class. And she got more and more comfortable and involved in her new environment. As a senior, Julia gave a talk to this year's transfer students about how to find a home here at Mitty. She's a member of the Life Corps, and recently she shared her story as a leader for the January Agape Retreat. Talk about fearless. Maybe high school is turning out exactly as you hoped. Or maybe someone's decision has changed your course. You've been cut from a team or been involved in the breakup of a relationship. Or maybe a college admissions officer who doesn't even know you has decided not to accept you. Or maybe the tables have been turned in the opposite way. Perhaps you've been told you're actually very good at something you didn't have self-confidence in, or have been encouraged to try an activity you didn't think you'd ever enjoy. So how, in these circumstances, do we learn to turn Plan B, or C, or D into our new dream? Number 1, acknowledge your feelings. Mourn. Wallow in self-pity. Eat a pint of ice cream. Cry. Pound a pillow. Talk it out with a trusted friend. Seeking support is a sign of strength, and having natural feelings doesn't mean you aren't fearless. It just means you're human. And then move past those feelings. Number 2, seek out a community of people who support you. Find the people who, like Jesus, encourage you not to worry and encourage you to move forward boldly on your path. Number 3, find the positive opportunities in which someone's decision might change your life for the better and run with them. When that band director handed me a trumpet and challenged me to start learning a new instrument at the age of 20, I could have decided I wasn't up to the task. Instead, the challenge greatly enhanced my college experience. We don't really know how Martha's story ends, but I like to think that her life changed for the better following the interaction with Jesus that altered her perspective and the expectations of her, allowing her to feel more free to focus on his message than on her sense of obligation. Jesus is telling her not to worry and instead to move forward in a spirit of fearlessness. Many of your dreams will come true with effort and persistence. But just like for me and Julia and Martha, some of the dreams that come true will end up looking very different from what you planned on at the outset. And that will be amazing, and that will be fearless. Thank you.